How to have more confidence-looking brushstrokes, and how to achieve that loose, almost abstract or painterly look in your artwork. These are the questions I would like to talk about today using this lovely sparrow painting as an example. So for the painting, I used the Zorn palette again. A Zorn palette includes only ivory black, cadmium red, yellow ochre, and titanium white. I have used this palette for another bird painting, which I uploaded last week. You can check that out too in my channel. Not counting the drafting process and background elements, I aimed to paint the sparrow itself with only 50 brushstrokes, but I did end up using 70 something. As you watch this painting unfold, I will talk about what a limited brushstroke exercise or painting approach is about. I did not invent the idea of using limited brushstrokes to complete a painting subject. I first heard about it from my online painting teacher, Chris Fornataro, also known as Paint Coach on YouTube. By the way, he's absolutely one of the best painting teachers you can find on YouTube, so check him out if you have not already. So one of Chris' tutorials was a limited brushstrokes exercise to paint an apple in 30 strokes. I did that and filmed the process too. I must say it was a life-changing exercise. Well, at least it changed my artist life forever. In my previous paintings, when I had the liberty to use as many brushstrokes as I liked, I didn't really think or plan thoroughly before I laid down every stroke, because I thought I could always correct it or paint on top of it until I was satisfied. That's why my brushstrokes looked cheap. Yes, most of them did look cheap and quite mindless. But when I attempted the limited brushstroke exercise for the first time, I was forced to actually think and plan, to be conscious and intentional. Every brushstroke should count and should contribute something to the final product. I didn't have the luxury to lay down any mindless brushstrokes anymore. So the result was that my painting looked cleaner. I could see confidence and artistic decisions in the brushstrokes, which are often the key elements that make an artwork attractive to the viewer. After I did that exercise, I decided to try using the approach to create an original painting using my own reference photo. I have painted sparrows before. If you wish to take a look at them, you could go to my Instagram page, Arting Amy. But I could tell you that none of my previous sparrow paintings were good enough, so maybe you don't really have to see them. Coming back to this sparrow painting, my initial goal was to paint the bird within 50 strokes, but I ended up spending 77 strokes. I would not say I failed, because I did succeed in painting more loosely, or to say more painterly, which I have always wished. I've also learned to really plan and think about every stroke before I lay them down. I found that this habit instantly improved my painting process. You might have noticed that in the reference photo, the sparrow was actually eating. It had something in its mouth. I thought this would be the hardest part to paint because honestly, I don't even know how to accurately draw the beak of a bird. Since I was aiming to complete the painting in 50 strokes, I didn't have the luxury to draw details there. So I first squinted my eyes to leave out the details and tried to identify the prominent shapes and color values that made me see that the bird was holding something in its mouth. I was trying to capture and reproduce the idea of it, not the actual photorealistic appearance of it. That's why a successful painting could be more interesting to look at than a photograph itself. I would definitely recommend you to try doing a limited brushstroke exercise. For absolute beginners, it could be a little bit tricky, and they might not be able to get as much out of the exercise. But if you already have a basic understanding of hue, value, saturation, and how to control them in your painting, and you are struggling to loosen up your brushwork, then a limited brushstroke exercise could be what you need. So the painting is completed. I hope you like it. I personally love tree sparrows very much. Now I think I should have done this painting on a stretched canvas. But never mind, because I'm sure I will paint better ones in the future. If you would like to show support, please hit that tiny like button below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.